A very good morning, Team Zimbabwe. Mamukase. Welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And yesterday, there was a press which Comrade Ostalos held in Harare, and he articulated so many things. But there is something very important where he spoke about how the regime is trying by all means possible and necessary to destroy the people's movement. So I don't want to preempt what he said. We need to get straight to what he said, then we give a comment.
Number one, there is a deliberate attempt in this country to force a two-thirds majority by ZANU PF. ZANU PF wants to get a two-thirds majority by hook or crook. That's why you have seen them systematically deploying its proxy and an imposter to go and try and destabilize our members of parliament. Secondly, the intentions of ZANU PF are very clear, and their hand in all this is very clear. They try to make sure that ZANU PF wants to create an opposition that it leads itself. We have rejected as a movement, we have rejected as CCC the attempt to be co-opted into joining the gravy train because of trinkets and trappings of dictatorship. That's why CCC is being punished for defeating Mr. Mnangagwa, for defeating ZANU PF in the watershed election. That's why you see the systematic attack on our movement. It is clear for all who care that ZANU PF wants to make sure that CCC does not have access to the political finance funds that is entitled after winning more 104 seats in parliament in a flawed process, winning a presidential election in a flawed process, and more importantly, sweeping 33 out of 34 seats in local authorities in this country. ZANU PF has also advanced this crisis that they've created in their minds, sent to the Speaker of Parliament to ensure that the CCC, as an alternative that emerged victorious in the election, is diverted, and Zimbabweans themselves are diverted from the key national question in this country. What is the national question? The question is very clear in this country, that the election on 23rd was flawed, that ZANU PF, as its current composition, has no mandate from the people, because government is born out of an election, and an election that is free, fair, and credible. Lastly, ZANU PF has been doing all these shenanigans as an attempt to try and weaken, as an attempt to try and embarrass the alternative, because we used our freedom to protest by not attending the official opening of parliament, which was addressed by Mr. Mnangagwa.
So this is what Comrade Ostalos says, and it's clear that the mandate should come from the people, because if you read the constitution, it says authority derives from the people through an election. So when that election is not conducted freely, fairly, and credibly, then that authority is not there. Naturally, that authority is not there. So I agree with him in terms of his clarity, in terms of how he has articulated things. And ZANU PF is showing signs of defeat by their actions or through their actions. It's something very wrong to note that a political party goes on to destroy another political party simply because they want to retain power. They did it in after 2018 elections. They are repeating the same. Since the coming of President Emerson Mnangagwa, we have seen chaos across the board. There was a time where constituencies went on without representation for a very long time because they was refusing to call the by-elections. And it's wrong, because the people in those particular constituencies are left for a very long time without representation, without anybody speaking on their behalf, and the government making and amending laws at will. And if you take a look onto the 2023 pre-election period, CCC was denied funding. Despite having MPs in parliament, they were denied funding, something which is awkward. Funding was given to Douglas Monzora, and Douglas Monzora didn't field anything, didn't win anything. So you'd understand that in Zimbabwe, it's no longer about nation building. It's about building each other, rewarding each other. And it's wrong. But we continue to look forward and see how ZANU PF is going to win this game. The end game it's going to be disastrous for ZANU PF. And we believe that at the end, we are going to smile at the people of Zimbabwe.